February 5th, 2020. So, trying to decide tonight's topic. Came across this issue because in my preparations for Minhag of the Week, one of the topics I plan on doing going forward is Minhagim of the synagogue, meaning how we enter the synagogue, how we exit the synagogue, how we act within the synagogue, things along those lines. And God willing, I'll have a chance to do it at 67th Street. I'd like to do it over there. I think it's very appropriate. So, one topic that came to mind right away is about how the way we sit and stand. Whether it's like I'm sitting right now with my hands crossed, and we're taught as kids you can't do that. Whether it's folding your legs one on top of the other, or sitting with your leg across the other, or sitting with your legs wide open, or standing at the Hechal waiting to carry the Torah and putting your hand in your pocket while you're waiting. All these different things that we were told you can't do. And as I was looking into it, to at least prepare myself, I said, let's see if there's any sources for this. And that's when I stumbled upon this information about crossing legs, okay, and how we sit. I'm not going to get into where I found the information. I'll tell you afterwards. But it's very, very interesting how it developed. And that's what I'd like to look at first. So you'll see here on the table I have a whole bunch of books. Books that don't look like anything special. We have one over here that says Mishnah Berurah. The reason I have it out is because of not only Mishnah Berurah, but also because of Ba'er Heteb. We have the Shalmei Sibur. We have the Hida. We have Hesed Adafim, purple. We have Ben Ish Chai, Kafa Hayim Sofer, Yalkut Yosef, and She'erit Yosef. You'd be like, oh, okay, this is going to be a boring class. What are we talking about? What are we doing? So what exactly are we doing with this topic? Is there any real source to this? Where does it come from? And who does it and why? So the question position here really may not have any source whatsoever, and it may be based on something that's completely foreign to Sephardim, even though I basically showed you a bunch of Sephardic Aharonim. So first source on your sheet over there, you have Derech Eres Rabbah. Derech Eres Rabbah is something that's old. Nobody knows exactly when it was written, who was compiled by, but we know it is that type of post-Mishnah Gemara type of text that may have been authored by either Tanaim or Amoraim or maybe even Saboraim. And what does it say over there? Look at the words very carefully. Hitir min alav v'yasa lashuk hareze megaseh haruah. Okay, somebody who loosened his sandals and he went out to the market. Hareze megaseh haruah. This guy is haughty. Sotro l'stadin v'kob'o la'ahurav yarketo al-habirta وسوعات تفلين بيده وما حزيران كشهو مهاليخ بشوك هاريزي مكسي هروح. Guy who unties it, puts it to the side, puts it behind, he rests one thigh upon the other thigh, he has the straps of the tefillin on his hand and he puts them behind him, while he's walking in the market. In other words, so this was a time period when people are still wearing the tefillin outside. All this, gaseh haruah. This person's haughty. Anybody who's haughty is comparable to somebody who is an idol worshipper. So they look at the two instances of tu'ayba. Don't bring any tu'ayba, any abomination to your home. And in Mishnah it says, To'abat Adonai kol gobalib. A abomination to the Lord is anybody who is of a haughty heart. ما تعبها أمورا كان عبودة زراء أف تعبها أمورا لهذا عبودة زراء. So any sort of تعبة, any sort of abomination really is a euphemism for عبودة زراء. Okay, very nice. What does that have to do with us? Where does it come from? Nothing. Comments, questions, insight on Derech Eres Rabbah, Maki? So you
no, this wasn't sure. So he's just talking about Gasei Ruach, and therefore he brought all these examples, right?
Right.
Okay.
Gasei Ruach. Okay? So, basically we're talking about now haughtiness. Okay? And obviously this haughtiness is a tu'ibah, it's an abomination. So obviously it's not something proper, nor would it be proper for anybody that's in Beit Hashem, or somebody who's praying. Correct? But it's not a halacha, it's just something.
Sounds like
seems cultural.
Yeah.
Cultural. Okay, good. Right, it doesn't seem like anything.
Sounds more like a private issue, like he has a problem with it.
Who's he?
The author.
The author.
Yeah.
Okay, very possible. Okay, so we know nothing more about Derech Eres Rabbah. At least I don't know anything more about Derech Eres Rabbah. Now let's look at your next source. Next source, Rabbeinu Peres Mekorbil. Okay? Rabbeinu Peres Mekorbil. This was a French rabbi, okay? And he died around 1298. And who was he? Pretty much an unknown, if you will, okay? Maybe he was one of the students of the Tosafot, but not somebody that we should really be familiar with, nor somebody that we really get our halachot from. Okay? Look what it says over here. So this is really the first and only source. Okay? It says over here, Makor Habba huwa makor yahidi hakadum yahasit leminhag hanidon. So this seems to be the one and only early source for the custom that we're talking about. כל שאר הספרים שנביא להלן העתיקו ממנו, למרות שרובם לא ידעו שהם מעתיקים ממנו. And any source that came after him seems to be they're copying from him without even knowing that he even existed. So how did he and his words find their way into what we do? Okay, let's continue now. So we said who he is, and we're looking at his words now. Just look at the shorter lines. Kishem Palel Miyoshib. Okay? We're not talking about Ta'amida, obviously. Al Tismoh Ma'aharecha. Bal Tatel Stadim. Okay? So don't rest upon something to hold you up. Don't lean to the sides. Ba'al Tifshot Raglecha. Okay? Don't cross your legs. Ba'al Terkibem Zalzeh. And don't lean them one upon the other. He called Elle him Seder Ga'ava. All these are the orders of Ga'ava. Ella Tesheb Beroshcha Kafuf Shelo Ter'e Peneha Yoshev Nechdecha Hus Arba Amot. Sit straight, your head down, don't look at anybody or anything. Peshat Yadecha Tahad Levushecha, and put your hands under your clothing. Haymanit al Smanit, right on left. B'tesheb be'ema u'ber'ada, and sit there in awe and trembling. Okay? Simple, clear, nothing.
Doesn't Maran say something like that? Hand over the other?
Not when talking about sitting. We're talking about, Maran talks about in the Amidah. Okay. And even that, it's not exactly clear what he says because we're so used to so many different commentaries saying things. But we could get back to that. It's funny because you asked me about Maran, so offshoot today, somebody was asking me about garlic left uncovered overnight. Can you use it? It was covered, it was in the fridge. So really, Shulchan Aruch doesn't talk about it at all. Everybody thinks it's Shulchan Aruch, but it's not there. Kaf Hayim Sofer has it, but it's not in the Shulchan Aruch. So is it halakha? Is it not halakha? Do we do it? Do we not do it? Because really it's based upon Gemara and Nida that you have to be wary of things because of danger.
Like water that wasn't covered?
Water that wasn't covered is because of snakes. You know, so obviously if we're in a place where there's no snakes, we're not concerned about that. But yeah, those type of things. But people think automatically it's Shulchan Aruch when it's not there. Okay. So, רבנו פרס סבור שבן אדם שיושב עם פלא בבית הכנסת חייב לשבת בסורה מכובדת בלי להטות אחורה או לצדדים. So, Rabbeinu Peres that we're talking about, Rabbeinu Peres Mekorbil from France, who we said, okay, he reasons that a person has to sit to pray in the Beit Knesset, and he has to sit in a honorable fashion without leaning forward, backward, sideways, etc. לא לפשוט את הרגליים או לשים רגל אחת על השנייה, not to cross legs or not to rest one on the other, אלא לשבת עם ראש כפוף כדי לא להסתכל על המפללים האחרים. Sit with your head bent downwards to not look upon the other people that are praying. הוא רוצה שהמתפלל לא ישב בסדר גאווה, don't sit in a manner of pride, אלא באימה וברעדה, like we said, with awe and trembling. ובאשר להתנגדות להרכבת רגל על רגל, ייתכן שהוא הושפע מן הנימוסים של צרפת בזמנו, כמו שמסרנו בקשר למנהגים אחרים. And it seems this point about not sitting with leg upon leg, as he mentions, it's very possible that he was influenced by societal norms of his day in France. Okay, like we found in regard to other things that Rabbeinu Peres Mekorbil brings in his writings. So he was a product of the society that he lived in, the same way we are. Now, הפסק הזה של רבנו פרס עבר מצרפת לרבי מנחם מנדל אוירבך בפולין. So now it moved from 1298 France to Poland 1620 to 1689 to Rabbi Menachem Mendel Auerbach. Okay? And he has a pirush to the Shulchan Aruch called Ateret Zekinim, which is somewhat famous among the rabbis. And over there, without mentioning Rabbeinu Peres, he basically quotes him, paraphrases him. So this is the writing of the Ateret Zekinim, Rabbi Auerbach from Poland. ובתפילת מיושב, אל יסמוך לאחוריו ולא יהיה מוטה לצדדים. Don't lean upon something behind you and don't lean to the sides. מפני שהוא דרך גאות. Okay? Same thing. So basically the same idea that Rabbi Peres gave us. ולא יפשוט רגליו ואל ירכיבם זה על זה. Don't cross them and don't lean them against one another. I'm talking about your legs. שכל זה דרך גאות. אלא יושב וראשו כפוף, שלא יראה פני היושב כנגדו החוץ לארבע אמותיו, ידיו תחת לבושו, הימנית על השמאלית, רמז כדי להגביר מידת הרחמים על מידת הדין, and the reason you're putting the right hand on top of the left hand is to hint toward the concept of you are giving more power to the midat rahamim over the midat hadin, over the midah of judgment. So mercy over judgment. Right,
So
being
he's
mercy.
Kabbalistic by 1689.
I wouldn't call it Kabbalistic. This was something that was also part of normal human society, both in Eastern and Western worlds, where you saw the right as being something good and the left as being something bad. Okay? In other words, like even if you watch old black and white movies of mobsters, the mobster was always called lefty.
Yeah.
Okay? Left was always negative. No, seriously.
That's funny, I never thought of that.
But that's why they call it lefty.
Yeah.
Okay? People used to, eat with their right hands and they used to wipe with their left hands. This is all societal norm, but this was throughout the world.
Right.
So here is so this is good, this is rahamim, and this is bad, this is deen. Okay?
Yeah.
Separate vayikra, also. Bo in yado haymanit, Rablo haymanit.
Yeah. Right, but
In
that's
the right hand, known as the
dominant hand. Yes,
Yeah.
it's dominant. Yes, but that's not what we're talking. we have to understand what's the problem with the left hand to understand the concept. To only talk about the right doesn't help you. You have to see what the left was used for. Okay. הפסק של עתירת זקנים סוטט על ידי רבי יהודה אשכנזי דיין תקטן בפירושו הקלאסי לשולחן ערוך אור החיים שנתפס לראשונה באמסטרדם בשנת 1742. So now we moved 1298, we moved to the 1600s, and now we moved to the 1700s. And we have a very, very famous pirush on the Shulchan Aruch called the Ba'er Heteb. And we all see, we open up Shulchan Aruch, we generally see Ba'er Heteb here, Mishnah Berurah here, Biur Hadachas, we know what's going on the page. And so here's the Hadacha in Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says, okay, and this is what David wanted to hear about the hands. Maniach yadav alibo, kifutin haymanit ala semalit. You place your hands over your heart. Now, your heart isn't necessarily your heart. It's most probably what his intention was more your stomach. Okay, your midsection.
Solar plexus.
Okay. Kifutin, okay. Haymanit ala semalit. Folded over basically, or some people want to say this, but we've said before it's definitely not this, it has to be like this, okay? And usually with the thumb stuck in,
yeah.
Okay? Right over left. بعمد كعبد لثنين ربه. And you sound like a slave in front of the master. بإما بيرأى بفاحد بلو ينيح يداب على الحلقصاب مبني شهود درخ يهارا. Okay? Simple. And then all of a sudden you come down to Ba'ir Heteb, Fahad, in fear. وبتفلات ميوشب. So now, Shulchan Aruch's talking about the Amidah. But now Ba'ir Heteb is telling you, وبتفلات ميوشب, when you're sitting down praying, Ali yismoch la'ahorav, don't lean back on something, rest, and support yourself on something. Velo yemoteh l'stadim, and don't rest on your armrests, okay? Velo yifshot raglav, don't cross your legs. Ve'al yerkibim ze al gabe ze. And then the small little letters, ayin tet zayin. So if you know about Ateret Zikarim, you know he got it from Ateret Zikarim. If you don't know what ayin tet zayin is, okay, which is what I probably would have done 2 weeks ago. No idea what ayin tet zayin was.
At 4 Ashkenazim in a row. It's career high. Let's go.
Okay, good.
That's why Sam wanted to know.
That's not what Sam wanted to know.
He's working behind the scenes.
Sam was actually criticizing David.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What did I do?
You'll go back, you'll read the text, but let's finish and you'll see. Okay? You'll get it. Okay. So that was Ba'ir Heteb.
I'm just curious, the word yifshot, why isn't it, because he's saying yifshot and then he uses the other term, v'lo yakivem ze al ze. Why isn't yifshot like spreading your legs out, like slouching down, like putting your legs straight? Yifshot means to spread, no?
But it's not what it's meant.
That's not what it is, okay.
Try even Google Translate. I'm sure you'll. What do you have? Get anything?
Yifshot is to spread out, but I don't actually.
No, put it as a term. Yifshot raglav.
Should yadav raglav. What is that?
No, this means crossing them. I'm positive.
Okay.
Okay. So now we saw Rabbi Yehuda Ashkenazi, which we just read, Ba'ir Heteb. And Ba'ir Heteb is something that was a very, very well-read source amongst the Faradim and Ashkenazim. It appeared in most printings of smaller Shulchan Aruchs as well as the larger ones, and they read it, they revered it. Velo Yeshua, okay, and so we just read it. Okay, it was first printed in Amsterdam, 1742. Like we said, okay, Ayin Tet Zayin. הפסק הזה של עתירת זקנים גם סוטט על ידי הרב ישראל יעקב אלגזי. Now we're moving into Turkey. Okay? So now, we're moving. Okay, the Jews and their statements and their ideas and their thoughts are moving now into Turkey. So now we have Rabbi Yaqub al-Ghazi. Rabbi Yaqub al-Ghazi, who we've brought up in class before, he's born in Izmir, Turkey, okay, 1680. He made Aliyah in 1735. He was in Yeshivat Bet El of the Mekubbalim, and he became the Rishon LeZion in 1756. He only lasted until 1757 because he passed away. Okay? But his Shalmei Sibur is a classic among Sephardim. This is the version that Sam Catton had reprinted by Rabbi Yaqub Hillel. And you see over here in Hilchot Tefillah, ובספר עטרת זקנים, right away he quotes it, כתב, דאף בתפילה מיושב צריך להיזהר שלא לסמוך לאחוריו ולא יהיה מוטה לצדדים ועל יפשוט רגליו ועל יקרים זה על זה, וכתב הרב כנסת הגדולה, אותם העומדים בבית התפילה ומראים עצמם כעייפים ואינם יכולים לעמוד, עליהם הכתוב אומר, ולא אותי קראת יעקב כי יגעת בישראל, כל יומה ולא דעה ובעידן שלא תדעה, כל היום עומד בשוק לפני הפקיד או לפני לסנות חייר ואינו עייף, בשעת תפילה אינו יכול לעמוד. And come to Knis and all of a sudden, I can't stand, I just want to sit down. But if you're at work or if you're in the market or your buddy is there next to you telling you a joke, no problem. You're doing whatever it is, but you're come to Knis now to pray, and all of a sudden your attitude and your mood changes. Yeah, it has to change, but it has to change to be one of, what do you call it, of awe, of the Beit Knesset. And he keeps going on until he quotes the section again about crossing legs. Okay? So he has it over here from the Ateret Zikirim. So now we went from the Ashkenaz lands, we moved into the Turkic lands. Okay, the Hida needs no introduction. 1724, Jerusalem, 1806, Livorno, and this is a compilation of a number of his books. And in the book Keshet Godel, okay, in Siman Yud Bet, Halacha Lamed. אף בתפילה מיושב צריך להיזהר שלא לסמוך לאחוריו ולא יהיה מוטה לצדדים ועל יפשוט רגליו ועל קרבם זה על זה. So they're all quoting the same exact line. One after the other, after the other, after the other. Okay? The Bir Isaac Papel. Okay? He's the author of Pele Yo'ais. Everybody is familiar with the Pele Yo'ais? Yes? No? Maybe? Good. Who's Pele Yo'ais? Very good, thank you. So Pele Yo'ais. So this is a brand new printing, just came out. And גם בתפילה מיושב לא יטה לסמוך לאחוריו ולא יהיה מוטה לצדדים ועל יפשוט רגליו ולא ירכיבם זה על זה אלא ישב באימה וכבוד. So once again, don't cross your legs. Now we're sick of this already, right? How many times are we going to say the same thing?
Without a source.
Without a source. Nobody has a source. And everybody's telling us the same thing. Okay, let's go. Rabbi Yosef Hayim Baghdad. Okay, the Ben Ish Hai. Now all these guys at least had Ayin Ted Zayin, Ateret Zikirim, something. Ben Ish Hai is not even going to give us that. Okay? Ben Ish Hai is talking and talking and talking about the Amidah and all different things. Okay? And then in year 1, Parashat Yitro, Halacha Tet, he ends off the Halacha. V'gam b'tfilot d'miyosheb, in the prayers that you say while you're sitting, Yizaheh shelo yismoch la'achorav v'lo l'sadadin, v'lo yivshot raglav v'lo arkivim zeh al gebezeh, ela yoshev be'ema v'chavod v'chad nizkar ba'aharonim, like mentioned by the Aharonim. Nothing. I wonder if he didn't know who Ayin Ted Zayin was. Which is possible. Okay? So now let's go to, we're moving backwards. We're going to go back to Poland. We're going to go to the Mishnah Berurah himself. So, we read from the Ba'ir Heteb in Siman Saddihe. We're going to read also now from Mishnah Birula and Saddihe. Yes? No? Maybe? Come on, somebody
Sure.
talk to me over here. So Saddihe Sa'if Qatan Bet. Where is Bet? Come on. Bet. Moshe and the man of Shechinas. Yes, Saddihe. Where is he? Read it, easy to read it over here then. Okay, פורסם ראשונה, עוד כתוב ולא ישוט רגליו ולא יקרם זה על זה וראשו כפוף. Okay, so again, no crossing your legs, no resting upon one another. So לבסוף, הפסק של עטרת זקנים סוטט על ידי רבי יעקב חיים סופר. So now, we went back to Baghdad again. רבי יעקב חיים סופר. Kafa Haim Sofer. And he writes, and this is a different siman, siman Saddi Dalet in Lamed Bet. שלא לסמוך עצמו, ובתפילה דמי יושב, אל יסמוך לאחוריו ולא יהיה מוטה לצדדים פני שהוא דרך גאווה. ואל יפשוט רגליו ואל יקיבם זה על זה, שכל זה דרך גאות. אבל יושב וראשו כפוף שלא יראה פני היושב כנגדו, חוץ לארבע מותר. עטרת זקנים, לקמן, סימן סדיהה, קשר גודל, של מסיבור, חסד האלפים, בן איש חי. So finally you have, comfortable there? It's not דרך גאווה? Okay. So at least now, Kafa Haim Sofer actually gives us all the sources. So in other words, he saw it. He tells us, عترت زكينيم, كشر جودل of the Hida, شل مسيبور الغازي, حسد لألفين بابو, and Ben Ishayr B. Yosef Hayim. He tells us each one of the sources. We're getting somewhere now. Now, we're up to item number 10, correct? Yes?
11, I thought. No more. Because
Oh yeah, I changed the number. I changed the numbering. I'm looking at an earlier version that I made, and I changed it. Okay.
12.
Yeah,
12?
no, because you were missing number 6 on the first
Missing
page.
one?
On the first page, yeah. It was 4, 5, 7, 8.
Okay. In any case, so up to where it should say Harab Yishak Yosef.
That's what it says.
Okay. So now, Rabbi Yishak Yosef in Yalkut Yosef. So this is Yalkut Yosef printed in 1990. Okay? 1990 Yalkut Yosef.
Kof Nun Aleph.
Hmm?
Kof Nun Aleph, right?
Kof Nun, Siman Kof Nun Aleph, right? So I'm looking at the page 246 though. And so it's Siman Kof Nun Aleph, Halacha Yud Aleph. אסור לשבת בבית הכנסת רגל על רגל, משום דהווה כשחס וגאווה. ואפילו בביתו אין ראוי לשב כך. Okay, Mark? I'll let you sit like that here, don't worry. ומכל מקום, אם כוונתו לתת על רגליו ספר, ויהיה הדבר נוח לו לקריאה, מותר. דרחמנא דבבעי. ובכל זאת, בבית הכנסת אין ראוי לעשות כן, גם כשכוונתו לתת על רגליו ספר אחד דומה, ובפרט אם הוא בן תורה. So all of a sudden, this halacha that we saw go from country to country, century to century, okay? And it went unchanged for a period of practically 600 years. All of a sudden, boom, Yalkut Yosef changes the halacha.
What is he saying?
He's saying, you can't even sit like that at home, okay? But if your intention is to put a book on your leg while your leg is crossed to keep the book on it so you can rest on it to read it, while you're at home, it's okay. But in Knis, you cannot do it, okay? Even if your intention is to read the book, and especially if you're a Ben Torah, you definitely cannot do it.
Was it haughtiness? I don't understand the haughtiness part though.
You don't understand the haughtiness part?
Yeah. People that cross their legs. Is...
Yeah, it is haughty. You see, because you're looking at it as born into a haughty society, so you're not seeing it.
Okay, so then the halakha changes then.
The halakha did not change. Because you have to have a certain... First of all, it's not a halakha.
Right.
Let's
I'm
clear
saying-
that clear.
I know what I'm
It's
saying.
not halacha.
Right, and also these times these people were probably very small. Also, no one was 6 feet ever until nowadays, until this
I mean,
generation.
is it gava culturally?
He does it because it's comfortable, and he's tall.
It's not good for your knees, by the way. But
It's not good for your needs, but you're tall. That's why you're doing it. But
I
I mean,
mean-
now you see, people were never 6 feet ever until this century.
that was just maybe me though. But
So like you're talking old people who,
I don't think height has anything to do with it, David.
I do.
I don't think so at all.
I think chairs.
I see. You think you see a lot more in taller people.
I mean,
crossing their legs.
arrogance seems a little.
I don't think it's arrogant. I think
Like
if
I
you have
don't
long
view it as
feet,
arrogant. I
Yeah.
can see
you
it
have nowhere
being
to put them, so you
disrespectful.
cross them.
More so like.
So how are you seeing
in other words, like-
disrespectful?
Well, you're
Like
sitting
in
in a
other
bench,
words, you're being too casual.
and your
and
feet
you
hit the
should
front,
be
so you're
Right.
crossing them
more
not
formal.
to touch it.
And
you
it
know
seems a
what I'm saying?
very
You're not
casual
doing it
way
because
to
of holiness.
sit.
You're doing it because of
Okay,
in front of
and why?
Like in
Right,
other
it's
words,
hard.
would you sit that way?
But
in
I'm
front
saying
of
that
people
all
that
these
don't
people
present?
before
Probably not.
were 5 feet tall.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you were
Now they have a
in the
proper
company of a
nutrition, and people
president
growing
or a-
larger and
or a
things like
king,
that. Not the
say,
same.
respect
So
to
to
them.
talk about in the company of a king, I don't think any of us understand what that means because we don't
Okay,
see
so let's say
king.
not a king. Let's say a dignitary,
Okay.
a president. Maybe not this president, but
Any president, I don't care. No. So let's say the president's sitting that way.
yeah. Oh well.
No, think of yourself on an airline, sitting in a airline seat, and he can't fit there. He's got to cross his leg.
It's even more uncomfortable.
No, but I'm saying the same thing. No, it isn't. But the same thing happens in all these things with benches in the synagogue, and they can't fit the taller people. It's not out of haughtiness; it's out of
I
comfort.
agree with
I
what,
think
what
you
Barry's
look.
saying.
One second.
Right.
I don't see how tall plays a role over here.
That's
I
why you're
don't see
crossing
it.
your leg. Your foot's hitting the front, so you're doing this
No, it's
instead.
just more It kind of like. I mean, I'm not tall. When
I'm
if you're crossing your legs, it's just kind of like more
No,
casual.
I think the
it feels.
taller people are not doing it for that reason.
at a
That's
certain
what I'm
time, it was gava. It was considered gava. I don't know if it's considered gava in our time.
I just think it's very
Well,
casual.
But you're going to a
The
big
question
Knesset, though.
is,
You're not,
is
you're not,
Judaism
you're not
is
in your
considered
house.
ga'ava.
I think if you're in the front row, it's an issue.
No, I don't think
You're
that's
being
anything.
blocked off.
Chachamim always right when you're praying. It should be Eved Lifnei Rab. It's like Eved
Fine.
Lifnei Rabo, and you wouldn't
Okay.
as Eved Lifnei Rabo would not sit that way.
Okay, so that's what Barry was saying.
Exactly.
Yes,
I agree.
I think that's
What does that
also.
mean exactly?
Hmm?
That you're
A
what?
slave
Slave before-
before the master.
Oh, okay, fine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's casual. It's too casual.
It's too casual.
And I think that stands the test.
Well,
of
we're
time. I
in
don't think
casual
it doesn't
American
matter
now.
what society you're in.
Yeah, but America is super casual right now.
So like when I was a kid and we were all kids, we went with our fathers. We were lucky enough. I mean, the message conveyed to me from my dad was that it was disrespectful, and that's
Okay.
the message I took away. Perhaps that's lingered with me, and I don't look at it as arrogance because of that. I'm not sure.
Again, I'm using the words of
I can understand
arrogance, haughtiness, pride, based upon what the sources say. Okay?
Yeah.
Regardless, right now I want to focus on how the halakha, or what's being presented as halakha, how it's presented so differently here in
But
Yalkut Yosef.
Is it really that different? Because he's the first
He's
one.
saying you can't do it in your home.
But he's the first one to mention it in the home. He agrees in the Knis that it shouldn't be done.
Right.
He's throwing he's throwing that added element. He's the first one to
Yes,
throw
he
in the
is.
added element of
Exactly.
doing it in your home.
That's what he's
That's
telling
not-
you.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's not changing anything.
He's adding. He's
Yeah.
He's adding to it.
modifying
He's not
it.
changing it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
Adding, no.
Within the Knis, he's saying it's the same thing. The same thing as everybody else. That you can't do it.
I know he's taken to another level.
But he's not only taking it. No, it's very, very different. Before it was anybody who goes to Knis, don't do it. Now, in Knis you can't do it. At home you can't do it. Ben Torah can't do it. It's changing it. It's not just adding. It's just already changing.
All right.
Okay.
In terms of, I mean, if it is a disrespectful thing or it's too casual, I mean, the halacha is kalot rosh. You can't have kalot rosh in Beit Knesset. So really,
I agree.
it falls under that maybe.
I 1,000,000% agree, and I'm one of those people that makes people put their feet down and take their hands out of their pockets and
Right.
all these things.
That
Okay?
was also
Absolutely.
disrespect.
Okay? So, first thing Barry was saying, he was told,
I
it's
agree with
arrogance.
No,
Okay?
disrespectful.
Disrespectful. I was told it's because you're crossing. You can't cross. That's what I was told.
As in
I've
Christianity.
heard that before.
Yeah, it's in Christianity, yes.
I've heard that.
That one I've never
That-
heard. But
that-
that's
Let me
interesting.
see.
That's very
Could
interesting.
you
That's the way I was taught it.
Yeah.
You can't do it because for two things. There's one, you can't crawl. You can't put your leg one over the other. Like you put your leg over the other. That's because of crossing. Okay, that's cross. And then you can't put leg over leg because that is basically you're exposing your what do you call it, your genitals to people
Privates, right.
and to God. Okay.
Also, I heard that if you do it this way, if you sit this way,
Right, also
and,
this-
and your shoe is facing the hechal,
Right.
that's
Right.
Right.
that
Or
is
it's
a-
facing somebody else who's praying.
that's true. Well,
Right.
feet facing people in Arab culture is very
It's
disrespectful.
very disrespectful. Exactly. So these are all things that we have not seen in any of these writings.
Huh.
Okay.
About feet and
Yeah.
Yeah.
About feet, about exposing genitals, about what do you call it? About
Disrespect.
about
This is
bringing
something you heard growing
bringing
up passed down.
signs of Christianity. Same thing. What do you call it? You can't sit like this because what do you call it? The Christians? They pray like this with their hands.
Oh,
You
I
know-
thought because it's good and evil. I was just Kabbalistic. I was taught.
No.
Yeah, I was taught that way.
Okay,
No, it's
maybe
supposed
you
to
were
be
taught.
hand
I'm
over
saying.
hand.
No, I always heard that. Yeah, that's
What?
how they grace before meals.
Oh, is that
This is-
right?
this is the way they pray.
I never knew that.
No, I heard
I'd heard
my
of
cousin
This is the
had it.
way Christians pray. So we can't do that. You're sitting in a Knis praying, you cannot do that. And I remember being stopped many a time.
Huh.
Standing by the Echal, you're waiting, you're hanging out waiting because they tell you, okay, kid, carry this effort. And you're hanging out like this, hanging out. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Okay? That you have to, who are you? You're hanging out like that.
Oh,
by
it's
the
weird.
Echal.
I think when people are nervous, they put their hand in their pocket more than anything.
That could be.
Not saying no, but that's the way the
end
onlookers-
result.
The onlookers perceive it as what do you call it? As arrogance and haughtiness. And take your hands out.
Before.
Probably from the 50s, like.
Before.
Yeah.
The bad
It's
boys
a
or
different
a lot of
society
Japanese
we're in
ones.
now.
Yeah, we
It's
are
hard to even
very-
understand any of
Very
this.
different society.
Yeah.
We don't look at it this way, really.
No.
So are we saying that we just let everything slide?
No. just
Yeah, it's
saying.
America.
No, but yeah.
There is
See,
nothing.
You're saying no. You're saying
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
values anymore. So,
But it shouldn't be that way.
don't live in America.
If my kids
You're not
cross their
answering
legs,
my question.
Europe, so there's no way to
if my
live
kids
anyway.
cross their legs in Knis, I would tell them to stop, but they'd be like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
society in
why?
itself. It just there is no.
I tell my son if he crosses like.
Okay, so let's look at his.
What if I ask you for a source? Now what?
My dad. Don't ask any more questions. My grandpa. Enough said.
Nowadays, as long as they come to shul, just let them come.
Yeah.
Don't bug them. Let them
But
sit how they want. Let
is
them
an-
be
it
there.
is-
I hate that attitude.
It's the attitude you have to have.
No,
though.
it's not.
What's that?
It
It's
is
a terrible attitude.
Just
David.
come.
It is a nice thing.
Yeah.
What's a
It's
nice thing?
to teach
Let
the
them
kids
stay
to have
attached.
respect for the Knis. It's
Yes,
like- it's
but,
and for
David,
the people.
but David's saying something totally different.
Oh, because he grew up in kids when
I never went to kids
Okay.
ever.
No, see, David's looking at a different problem that we have where it's practically impossible to get people to show up. So if they show up, just let them be.
Not let them be, but in other words,
That's what you're saying.
not just let them be. In other words, don't nitpick every little detail. That's what I'm saying.
So
It depends on the kid.
In
So
other words, they're
what-
coming in, their dad, it's not so really haughty anymore. And they're in shul. Okay. What are you going to do?
So what do you okay? So they're there, and then they start praying, and they
Listen,
make mistakes.
You lose a
No,
battle, you
no,
win
no.
the war. You got to be political. You have to be a politician. That's life. Anything you
Where
do.
do you draw the line?
That's another story. But I don't think it's considered haughtiness anymore. I don't
That's
think
not what I'm
people,
saying.
you know.
But right now I'm
The
talking
cross
about
legs?
that. I already left that bus a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now we're dealing with this issue. Now you have them there. You don't want to correct anything. What do you correct?
At a certain time, maybe you do, maybe not, right? Or you do it in this nice way, or in a sense, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, if you find an opportunity where you won't offend them, yeah, you could tell them something.
The kid got up to pray. He made 7 mistakes. You don't correct him?
100% you do.
Okay. He's not coming back.
In a nice way, you correct them again.
According to what you were saying, no, it's good enough you got him there.
No, what I'm trying to say is you could do it in a nicer way. And certain things you could pick on. It's got to, you can't just say, "Oh, it's wrong. You can't do that." You have to, little by
you don't go,
little.
"Eh."
You know, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. In other words,
Embarrass the guy.
you got to be a politician.
I don't know if you have to be. I think we all remember these things so vividly.
And so many people never went to shul again because someone knocked them in the head or someone yelled at them and they never came back.
I don't know if there's so many.
There's a lot.
I don't know.
Yes, there is.
No, there are people. There's not so many. I think it's a much smaller
So
percentage
stop.
than you think.
But stop. Take be
That didn't
be
come
the
back with
Sephardi
criticism?
way of being the nice and drawing people in and educating them.
But that thing
Of
is,
course, but you have to put them in their place
I
first.
grew up with
No,
Never
I
heard
That's
disagree.
I know you disagree.
I think you can do it with a smile.
Okay.
Much better than huh?
You don't smile at anybody.
No, you're wrong. It's very easy how to get someone to do something in a nice
No,
way.
some people are.
And you
very
got to find an
sensitive
opportunity.
And very like.
Listen,
yeah.
I understand once in a
They
while
don't
you
wanna
may
be
have a scenario
There's
where
an
you
error.
have to deal with things differently. But I think tried and tested, proven methods are something that you cannot dismiss. But all this has nothing to do with our class tonight.
I understand.
Okay. So, one point I want to bring up over here in his footnote in the Elkut Yosef. You don't have that in front of you. It tells you, Ayin B'Sefer Reshit Chochmah. So, Reshit Chochmah was probably the most famous and most well-read of, if you want to call it, Musar books among Sephardim. Nowadays, you don't even hear about Reshit Chochmah anymore because everybody reads Mesilat Yesharim. Okay? But Reshit Chochmah was the book. He tells you, מה שכתב באורח בעניין כבוד בית הכנסת. He writes at length about the proper honor and respect for the Beit Knesset. Even not raising your voice, too much is something that you have to watch out for. The kavod of the Beit Knesset was really paramount to everything, and it's something that we're lacking today. Okay? Whether it's the way we walk in, whether the way we walk out, the way we talk to others over there, the way that we're talking to God, the way
I would start with that. Yeah.
It's
that's
a
where to
major,
start,
it's a major
before this.
issue. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're all guilty.
Okay? So he's saying part of the things that he talks about in Reshit Chochmah, without mentioning this thing about the legs and the feet, but he talks about the way you conduct yourself in the Beit Knesset. And this would fall under those guidelines, even though he doesn't specifically mention it over there. He's speaking in general terms, but you have to keep all these things in mind, and that's why he's connecting it to the Reshit Chochmah. So now, let's move forward again. So that was Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef in 1990. Okay, 6 years later, 1996,
Changes.
he has She'erit Yosef. She'erit Yosef, he already started writing a lot more. Nowadays, he's writing even more. He's taking each thing and adding 50 pages to it. Over here, he added 2 pages to that point. But let's see what he wants to bring over here now. Here we go. Alright, the last item. She'erit Yosef. חוזר הרב יצחק יוסף על דבריו נזכרים לעיל בקיסור ומסביר בהערה י"ד. הנה הלכה זו שמענו לא אחת מפי מרן אדון אבי מורי יותר ראשי שליטה. So in other words, I heard this halacha, again he's recalling it a halacha, many times from my father Achawad Yosef בשיעוריו הרבים, in his many classes. אך לא ציין לזה מקור, but he never mentioned the source. ולכן הבנו מה שכתב הסמ"ק. So now I'm going to mention what the Samak mentions, the ספר מצוות קטנות. לאחר מכן הוא מסתת דרך ארץ רבה ומודה שיעירו לו בסדק שזה לא קשור לנושא נדון, ואז הוא מסתת שוב מן הבן איש חי והוא מסיים וראינו מעשה רב בסברה כמה פעמים שגער במי שישב בית הכנסת רגל על רגל ואמר שאין זה כבוד בית הכנסת ליושב כך. He goes, bottom line is, we don't know the source for all of this. It seems to what he'd be saying over here. But we saw our father, Chawai Yosef, many times reprimand those who would put their legs, in a cross-legged fashion or one over the other because it wasn't Kabod Beit Knesset. So now something that became a very Sephardi halacha and a very Sephardi minhag, because that was what Sam mentioned Ashkenazim when I spoke to Sam after, because David put down, I've seen Sephardim do it. Okay? Do you remember saying that, David?
Yes.
Yes. So that's why Sam was upset.
He was upset?
He was upset. Okay? You wrote plenty of Sephardim also do it. So
He's the only one that reads what you write.
Mistakenly. They do it
Oh,
errantly.
you didn't say that.
Errantly.
So privately, you know,
Disrespectfully.
he had something to say about you. He said, you know, obviously, you know, you're not teaching your children the right way.
Me?
You and everybody like you, yes, okay? And all of us who live
But
among
this is private.
Ashkenazim, or who live among Ashkenazim and pick up things from Ashkenazim, so we're doing like Ashkenazim.
That's
But
not what I
now,
meant.
okay, 1 second.
That's not what I meant, though.
It doesn't make a difference.
Jesus.
The point is now that we went and studied it, we actually got this from Ashkenazim.
Yeah.
That was why I told Sam, wait. Don't bother
Yeah.
David, because wait and see where this class is going to go.
Uh-huh.
So really, this is a halakha that we Sephardim have held on to, okay, and we're very, very scrupulous about it. Whereas Ashkenazim, you go to Ashkenazi Beit Knesset, they all sit with their legs crossed. Nobody thinks twice about it.
Right.
And among Sephardim, it's a very, very major affair, okay, to not cross your legs in Beit Knesset. And really, what's the source of it? It comes from France. And from France to Poland to Germany, and then finally it got to us. Okay? And it's not really ours, and we're holding on to it, you know, with the utmost, you know, pride, if you will, and it's not a halakha whatsoever.
Right.
So, yes, can you sit in Knis that way? Can you ask it? So that needs to be examined. What is considered proper kavod for the Beit Knesset? And maybe that does change, like many other things, with place and time. Okay, and maybe this was something that was adopted and adapted for their place and time, and it carried on through us and doesn't need to be. And or maybe it's something that it's very important that we picked up on, and we are giving the proper respect to the Beit Knesset. So I just wanted to show how we have something that's not really ours, and we're guarding it as if it's our own, because we look at it really.
You have 7 rabbis over the years who said it, like in 5 with Ashkenazim. Doesn't
No.
even sound like it was so dear to all the other rabbis. They didn't keep it as important.
No. You have to understand the books over that you're dealing with over here. You're dealing with the, first of all,
Say you got Achronim, you no Rishon will care about it at all.
the Rishon didn't know about it.
They never crossed their legs in those times.
No, they just sit on the floor.
Okay.
It was different. They didn't have seating. It was a very, very different institution back then. You can't compare to. But if you're looking at among Sephardim, okay, the Shalmei Sibur, and the Hida, and the Bir Ezra Papel, and the Ben Ish Hai, and Kafa Hayim Sofer, and the Chamal Yosef and Son, these are a major chain over the last 300, 400 years. You can't really brush it aside and say, no, it's nobody. Because these were who
I didn't say no. I didn't say nobody.
No, what I'm saying is not that others weren't saying it, but because they said it, the others didn't have to say it. That's the weight that they carried. That's what I'm trying to say. Shalmei Sibur said it. Who's going to argue with the Shalmei Sibur? Nobody.
So it's interesting, like, you have a lot of different types of seating now. Like, in Israel, you'll have a lot of, like, even Ades. So you have, like, the bench seating, and so you're sitting behind another seat, like a piece of furniture and a bench, and they have, like, a bar on top where you put your feet, like a lot of the benches in Israel do. Like, you're putting your feet up,
Right.
you'll rest them like this.
On the bar.
On the bar.